Hi folks, it's John from kingstonsandblasting.com. I'd like to share with you some more items that we've sandblasted. In an earlier video, we shared with you where we had this four-wheeler frame and a bunch of little bits and components that go with it. So in an earlier video we showed you where we had a combination of original factory powder-coated items, which is very, very difficult to get off. And then we have some other areas where there's paint on top of paint. So there's several layers. We had to deal with a lot of grease and particles and things of that nature. But now we have everything degreased and cleaned, and we have everything all media blasted or sandblasted. So just wanted to share with you what it looks like now. This quad or four-wheeler frame is extremely intricate. There are so many brackets and corners and angles. It's really, really tricky to sandblast. But you can see now how nicely it's turned out. You'll notice I'm wearing gloves. I don't want to get the oil or any imperfections off my hands and onto the bare metal. So it turned out very, very well. We did an inspection on the frame itself to make sure we don't have any cracking in the frames or any welds that are broken. So everything looks wonderful with the frame, and then also with our rear trailing arm. You can see the same idea. It's quite intricate too. You've got lots of brackets and things in the way, but it's super clean now. We basically degreased and cleaned it. Our client had most of the grease off, so we had to clean it a little bit further, and then we've sandblasted it. It's a proper grit, so very, very tricky because it's a two-step process. Basically, we have a stronger grit to remove the powder coating, and then we have a finer grit we use to soften or to smooth out the metal. So this is in really nice condition now. Once again, no cracks or splits of any kind, so we'll be able to get ready for the next step, which is going to be the powder coating. And you can see all of these components. So this is our rear sprocket drive. These are very, very difficult and tricky to do, and you can see how nicely that's turned out and how clean it is. We've got a little bit of grease there in this rail, but that's some caulking and sealant, and you can see there's damage in previous years. But so we have all that all cleaned up. The studs and threads are all nice and clean. And then there are different types of metal, and you can see how nicely, you'd almost think that's a brand new piece now. And this quad is an older quad, so it turned out quite nice. So basically we have all the components. We talked earlier before we did the sandblasting, and here's a perfect example. This is a front spindle assembly, and we have a bearing race in this section, and then it stems out and we have threads. So we have this special tape that we use to protect that area, so when we're media blasting we don't hurt that very important or vital section. And you can see where you can even see the machine marks. So this is so clean now after sandblasting. You can see the machine marks when they manufactured this spindle. Hopefully that comes up in the video. So you can see how nice that is. It's a lot of detail work. A lot of people say, well, it's a pain because you have all these little brackets and stuff, but being in the restoration business kind of helps us with the attention to detail, because you want to make sure all these brackets, and here's a perfect example. We still have a little bit of debris on these sharp edges from the stamping process, and what we'll do is we have air tools. We'll make sure that we polish these off if there's any sections that have a little bit of debris or paint left on them. But these are quite tricky to do. You can see we've done all of the edges all the way around, all of the pocket holes for the bolts and hardware to go through. So it doesn't seem like much, but when you spend the extra time and make sure they're detailed properly, when it goes to the next step, which is going to be powder coating them, you want to make sure that you don't have a lot of debris or leftover remnants, because it's just not going to be as clean or as clear. So we do a lot of motorcycles and four-wheelers and all kinds of things with sandblasting. So you can visit our website. It's kingstonsandblasting.com, and I thank you for watching.